Just a few thoughts on something I heard today. I was watching a YouTube video and there was a reference made to DNA. And DNA, apparently, which hasn't been discovered of a particular use, is called by scientists junk DNA. Junk. Would you believe it? Because they haven't discovered a particular purpose for this DNA, they call it junk. There's no such thing as junk except Chinese ships that are under sail, perhaps, and junk in junkyards made by human beings. I can recall someone telling me years ago that the scientific fraternity, the medical fraternity in particular at that time, said if you had appendicitis, well, there was no need to have an appendix. It was just an oversight which hadn't been done away with in our evolutionary progress as human beings. And then they found out, yes, there is a use for it. It lubricates the lower bowel or something like that. Same with the pineal gland. Very important gland right in the middle of your head. Just junk, as far as the medical fraternity thought in those days. Didn't have any particular use. Why? Because they hadn't found it. I can recall with irony now, when I was first developing my ability to take down automatic writing and trying to get a professional opinion because I thought it was driving me crazy. Was I mad? Was I insane? And so I phoned up the Department of Psychology in Sydney University and asked for the person in charge, the head man, the professor in charge of psychology. And I said, do you know anything about parapsychology? Do you study parapsychology at Sydney University? You know what his answer was? We don't believe in that bullshit here, son. Bullshit. And in Duke University, they've been studying ESP and extrasensory perception since 1929. And here it was around about 1969, 40 years later, and it still hadn't arrived in Sydney University as something worth looking at. So I rest my case. The academics, the people at the leading edge, so forth, recognised as being at the leading edge, the ones who write papers and go to lectures, and do they really have an open mind? Is there anything in nature which doesn't have a use? Or is it just junk? Just junk. Unbelievable.